So what are your views of the world today?
My views.
Yeah. What do you think about the world we live in right now?
Every world has its different rules and regulations, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You have to realize that this is the real life.
Right.
You live hard, you die free. If I die, I have to die with some strongness in my heart. My heart is more powerful than my words, you know. And you had to realize that when you in this world, you can't live and say, I don't have this thing, I need to get it now. You know, you had to say to yourself that, you know, basically you have to just look at yourself and say, look, I'm living, I'm breathing, I have 2 eyes and I have freaking 2 hands and 2 feet, you know. And you have to realize that when you living in this life, you just gotta live it. Live it and be free, you know. Never stay trapped in your own situations. You're sad, you're mad, don't care, you know. When you go to places, you always have a smile on your face. At least you have 2 sides of you, you know. You have a side of dignity. You know, you have a dedication of yourself. You know, you have to have dedication. That's the most important. If you feel sad and feel like doing suicide, you know, it ain't, something's making you happy. There's no use doing suicide, you know. So if you're gonna do suicide, you have to have a real reason, right? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if you're sad about a relationship, don't do suicide, you know. Like people said to me, there's a lot of people in the sea, you know. There's a lot of people you can find. But in the end, you just can't kill yourself over that person, you know. Sometimes you gotta be strong, you know. You gotta be very powerful. Because in the end, you don't know what will come at you after you, you know. It would just pop up in a situation, you know. It would just come out of nowhere. So you gotta be ready. You gotta be really ready. When you're ready, you go at it. If you're not ready, something's gonna happen to you, you know.
So how do you overcome situations in your life?
My music, man. My music, the things I do, school. You know, I still go to school. Like I said, I don't need friends in my life. They don't mean a thing. You know? Friends don't mean a thing to me. Relationships don't mean a thing either. You just gotta realize that you're your own friend. You could trust yourself. You can't trust other people, man. Because in the end, they're not gonna pay your bills. They're not gonna help you. They're not gonna feed your stuff. You can have a friend. I'm not saying you can't, but you gotta realize what you're dealing with. Because in the end, later on, if you two are not agreeing stuff, shit happens. You know, shit happens. In a lifetime. That's why when I have a kid, I'm not saying that if you have a kid with a woman, or if a guy has a kid with a woman, or a woman has a kid with a man, you know, either way, you can't say I'm not gonna be there, because basically your twin will find you 20 years later and say you ain't. That's not my guardian, you wasn't there before. I don't want that to happen. I want my son or daughter or twins to look at me and hey, that's my dad, you know. A young person like me thinks about stuff in the future. I don't even own an Xbox myself. So there's no point of it. You pass a game, you buy another one. It's a waste of money right there, you know. Dance, it lasts forever. You know? Life can be really hard to people. You know? Real hard.
Have you ever had situations where your life was very difficult?
My life is always difficult, you know? I had to realize that, like I said, I'm leaving, I'm living, and I'm breathing. Oh, am I? I'm not dead yet, you know. Later on in the hundreds, when I'm hit the 99s, I would be in that coffin, you know. If I hit the hundreds, maybe 120, maybe I'll live 108. I don't know, who knows. Living right now, there's nothing to be angry about. If you don't have no clothes, if you have no sneakers, if you have no money, if you have no girlfriend, no boyfriend, just live, man. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you hope to leave behind when you leave the earth, you know, when you pass away? What do you want to leave behind?
I want to leave, when I leave this world, I have to, because we all going to leave this world soon, you know, we all gonna die someday, you know, and it's gonna be that day that you have to leave something behind. I want to leave, when I die, I want to leave a project that I did all my life, you know, that's talking about all my life that people can remember as, you know. If I become popular with my music, I want people to listen to it till the day I die, you know. But you just can't hope for that. So it probably won't happen, probably won't. You know?
So a project, well, what kind of project you want to work
Writings, lyrics, jewelry, clothes, sneakers, things that I used to wear, it will be still there, you know. It's not gonna come with me to hell, whichever way I'm going, you know. But I just like to think about what it's like out of this world, you know. Whatever I leave behind is behind. But I will leave something behind, special, and it will come.
That's good. That's really good. Pretty cool.